Hello everyone. Last video I taught you all how to create an OC whilst mentioning two common tropes I often see. Well, today I thought I would cover my list for the top 10 worst OC tropes out there. Before we get started, just a quick disclaimer. This list is entirely my opinion and as such shouldn't be taken as gospel. With that out of the way, we also have a special guest who has featured on this channel before, Thiadel.
Hello everyone, it's nice to be back for another collaboration, and I hope you enjoyed this list we have in store.
Jumping in at number 10, we have the Tragic OC. Now, the Tragic OC is a character devoid of any real personality other than their really tragic backstory. Tragedy can help to bolster an audience's connection with specific characters, but the Tragic OC takes it to an entirely new level by having their dark past being the only interesting thing about them. Some even use it as an excuse to just be shitty to other characters, all the while attempting to justify their actions to the audience. It isn't the worst OC trope out there, but if done incorrectly, can create utterly unlikable and unrelatable OCs that audiences will hate.
At number 9 we have the Not Really Evil OC, a trope where its bad parts come from just how untrue it is. The evil but not really evil OC tends to be characterized by the want for a truly despicable and fun character, but has never actually shown to do any of what it claims. They will spend most of their stories showing nice acts like caring for puppies and helping old ladies, being misunderstood by the good guys for absolutely no reason. Very much wants to have its cake and eat it too.
Here at number 8, we have, most likely, one of the most recognised bad OC tropes, the Mary Sue OC. These OCs are perfect, and that is the issue. They never seem to do anything wrong. Need someone smart? Don't worry, the Mary Sue can do it. How about strong? Well, Mary Sue is here to help. They are always written as the most overly perfect person to ever exist, which heavily detracts from the story, as everything revolves around them. In extreme cases, villains can be cast as evil simply for not agreeing with the Mary Sue, which, as you can imagine, heavily damages any relatability or lovability of such an OC.
Naturally, following Mary Sue comes its sibling trope of the edgy Mary Sue. In its wonderful over-the-top edgy and messy glory, it's very much what it sounds like. Replace being the unicorn Pegasus mermaid princess with the goth vampire wizard ebony darkness dementia Ravenway and you'll have a glorious mess of everyone being stupid normies except for our queen of the darkness. Extra points if they are a love interest to all the characters while calling them dumb and yelling about being misunderstood before going to that MCR concert.
Number 6 is the Wet Blanket OC. But what do I mean by this? Well, they are just about as fun as a wet blanket. This OC is more of a side character than the main character of their own story, being routinely used and abused by others, whilst preaching forgiveness as if they weren't just in a life or death situation. The wet blanket has no personality of their own, and their only use is being used. Half the time, they aren't even good at that either.
Here at 5 we had the damage control counterpart to the Mary Sue, the boring OC. An OC so scared of being called over the top and badly written, it ironically became its own worst enemy by creating a void of a character. Too many interesting powers? No worries, all gone. Too many positive personality traits? Never heard of a single one. Being loved by all the characters? You're happy if they can find one friend. It's always more fun with an over-the-top, badly written character than nothing.
Our fourth spot is, arguably, our most controversial entry on this list. The Ship OC, better known as the relationship OC. Now, everyone has a cartoon crush. When we were younger, there were characters like Raven from Teen Titans. And as we grew up, there was Rogue from X-Men. And most understand it as just a silly little attraction. But ship OCs are designed to bridge that gap and to self-insert the writer into the story. Now again, even this wouldn't be all bad if it weren't for how aggressive these creators are, to the point of writing death threats to artists when their characters canonically get into relationships. These creators have given the entire trope a bad name, and shame on you guys.
At number 3 is the Neon OC. Not so much of a badly written OC, but a visual nightmare for the eyes. Nothing wrong with a colorful design, but you may want to be careful of using every color of the rainbow at maximum capacity. A cohesive color palette and a few strong visual thematics can go a long way of actually reading an OC design and what their character represents in your story.
Now, for the top two, I'm placing a small trigger warning here, as they can cover some dark content, as well as a visual trigger warning with graphical scenes coming up. You have been warned.
Following with number 2, the Gore for the sake of Gore OC. A character that's pretty hard to write and tend to need some strong thematic themes for it not to be an over-the-top bloated, uncomfortable, bloody mess. Be very careful with the tone of your narrative and secure in what you want to say with this character. Insight to emotions and symbolism is one of horror genre's most unique talents. If you want a campy, bloodbath, serial killer, naughty touchman OC, that's all well and good. But it will more than likely come across as immature, thoughtless, and cringy, which I don't think the goal was. As a rule of thumb, we like to see the weakness in the character as well. Leatherface is a powerhouse of brutal, gory goodness, but he's also a whimpering, abused creature in the presence of his horrible family.
And finally, coming in at number 1, we have the Unjustifiably Evil OC. Now, as mentioned, when writing an evil character, you want them to come across as, well, evil. However, you also want to ensure that the evil acts they commit are in line with what you are trying to convey. For example, diving in on themes of sexual assault is great if the overarching themes for the rest of the story are following a healing journey or revenge plot. But having sexual assault just for the sake of showing a character as evil will just come across as lazy and unimaginative. The best villains all have some reason for their actions. Even if we do not agree with the logic they use, we can still see why they would do what they do. And that's it. This is our list for the worst OC tropes that we personally see. Do you agree or not? Let us know in the comments below. And also down below will be a link to Thiadels Channel, so feel free to give her a look up. And as always, I will see you in the next video.